Maswera say Maria Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel. Apatno paina udzinengisti kama tima na nyika yedu ya Zimbabwe. Tingotikana karike kutanga kukuyapa ino channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Kana uchingwagara waka subscribe, don't forget to comment and share this video. Tena wayata kuigira mzora nasi. Hapo Linda Masarira, the opposition leader, argunzi ashaiga. Na wino yanorwadza na wino siririsa. Argunzi ashaiga mshire undanga akarara. Ende arkunzi anga ane problem diabetes pamwechete ne asthma muri Zimbabwe. Nyaya inorwadza, nyaya inosirarisa. Linda Masarira ashaika akarara muri Zimbabwe. A lot of people vanosanganisira ana Hope Uchinono vabuda vachipewa tribute kuna Linda Masarira. Vandiki mangwana vabuda vachipublisha nhau idzi on his official X handle vachitaura ivo vachiti, "It is with a heavy heart that I mark the passing of Miss Linda Masarira, a loss that leaves us all diminished. May she find eternal peace." This image captures our final encounter around a Cup 3 discussion in Bulawayo. Linda never hesitated to lend her voice to the nation's most pressing conversations. In her absence, we are left so much poorer. Tomabuditsiro yaitwa nawi muri Zimbabwe na Nick Mangwana tisingazivi kuti munoiona sei. New Zimbabwe yabudawo chiripota ishu yekufa kwa Linda Masarira wabuda vachitaura ivo vachiti died in a sleep. Hope Uchinono abudawo achiripota the sad passing ya Linda Masarira on his X handle. Akabuda achitaura iye achiti, "I am saddened to hear of the passing of Zimbabwean political activist Linda Masarira. Linda and I held different views on Zimbabwean politics. We disagreed on how the struggle should be approached and how politics in Zimbabwe should be conducted. At one point, we even had a public fallout, but later, by coincidence, I met her at a such dialogue, and we ended up talking and laughing about the fallout we had had on social media. Although we did not agree politically, we remained cordial. Whenever we bumped into each other, we would chat and laugh about many things, including how she was perceived in Zimbabwe and the way she approached her politics. Her passing at a young age is deeply sad. I'm also posting this message for those who look up to us in politics and public life to understand that there are moments when we disagree and fight fiercely over politics, but there are also moments when we must put politics aside and allow humanity to take center stage in our lives." Her passing is also a painful reminder of the state of healthcare in Zimbabwe and how even people deeply involved in politics can still find themselves failed by the very system they believe in and defended. Beyond political differences, no Zimbabwean should struggle to access proper medical care in their moment of great need. My heartfelt condolences to her children, family, friends, and all those who loved her. May her soul rest in peace. Tomabuditsiro yaitwa nawina Hope Uchinono tisingazivi kuti munoiona sei. Tiudzewo zvamuri kufunga mu comment section.
I didn't know that Wicknell has put out a statement.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. No, I was, the way I look at it, it says that whilst we look at an oppressive system as always powerful, all seeing, all knowing, all powerful, they make mistakes. And these are some of the mistakes that they are making. When power corrupts, it corrupts. But when absolute power corrupts, it corrupts absolutely.
Absolutely.
And when it does that, sometimes we are not meant to look at it from a point of view of an extension of power. We are meant to look at it as an opportunity ourselves, because the power is it's now eating itself.
Yes. Yeah, I hear you there.
Yeah, it starts to make grave mistakes. And our interpretation of what it is doing is what will be the difference between whether you take the advantage or you marvel at the absoluteness of its power. Are you getting it? We can sit here and view it as, wow, now they have really captured the judiciary. And then we together with them being absolutely powerful, will be absolutely oppressed. Or we can look at it and start to see the glitches in this chain link. Emerson Mnangagwa has gone and got weak links. And that is his problem of wanting to go and get these exhibitionists around himself. Mugabe used to prosecute quite a lot, but he would do it outside the court system. He would met out his own justice system, blacklisting people, doing all that. He would stay away from the courts as much as he would for personal things, because he knew that how it would be viewed would be to show that he is a paranoid, weak, easily upset person. He is an ego-driven person. He didn't want that. He wanted to create the allure of gentleman, always, about his wits, and he can control the crowd around him. That's how we perceived Mugabe. You remember? Even though we knew that what he's doing to us is oppressive, Mugabe we used to create our stories. When people die, oh, it's the black dog that did it. When people get dismissed, we wonder. It doesn't put it out, the facts out in the public, what happened. Emerson Mnangagwa is a weak man, very weak. And I think because he was a person who set envious of another man's power. And he would think, what would I do if I'm powerful? And he fed himself with the look of power. So he wanted it to show power. So you see, when he came into power, he didn't go in and look at powerful men in the country and draw them closer to himself. He's fearful of real power. So he went and got illusionary power, the one that is exhibitionist. Ana Wicknell, Ana Mike Chimombe, Ana Pashin Java, all these exhibitionists, he surrounded himself with them. Now, if you want to know a person's character, they say you must look at what? Their friends, isn't it? Wicknell Chivayo is exemplifying Emerson Mnangagwa's paranoia, childish, is it childish? They're childish. It's a word, huh? Childish tendencies. He is also showing a lack of wisdom, which is the absolute necessity of a leader. Wisdom, Uncle Jet. To sit there and say, whilst I may be upset about this, or how dare you do this to me, what does it look like if I take this action? Now, Wicknell does not think like that. He is a boy. He thinks like a boy. And in his boyful thinking, he just suddenly has these toolbox. You have had boys, Uncle Jet, and you've bought them those toy kits, ka toolbox, ke ningi, ka drill, ke fake, ka ningi. You've seen them attempt to drill chinichisinga drill, and luckily it was a toy, and it didn't drill. Auto driller sofa, auto driller mbeda, auto driller everything. Wicknell Chivayo is now in proximity with power, and he is going about in that toolbox, getting everything and using it. Pasiripo. Now, the weakness of Emerson Mnangagwa is not to sit this boy down and say, what are you doing? Just because I gave you access to this drill, why are you using it there? Because Emerson Mnangagwa is like that. And that is the weakness we should look at. He is an exhibitionist. And exhibitionists create opportunity for the oppressed to be upset. And Vakava upset, this is constantly creating opportunities for us to react adversely. Unfortunately, maybe for us, the ones that they've chosen to use as spectacle, there are people who we don't have empathies to that level. I'm sorry for Sonia. Naturally, people who have dined with the devil, they don't solicit as much sympathy. Now I've moved from empathy. Sympathy is the ability for us to put ourselves in her shoes and feel her pain. Empathy is just I understand what you're going through. Doesn't normally move you to do anything. Right now we are showing her empathy. It's unfair. If it was sympathy, where we say this is wrong, chances are we would take an opportunity to react. It happened with the wife of the general, Mary. It's because who are they that this is happening to? These are the wives, girlfriends, friends, small houses of people who will also, unfortunately, psychologically attach to the grand theft. So part of this story, whether, others are pushing to show the injustice, it is because there are people who are also beneficiaries of the grand theft. When Wicknell Chivayo was marrying this woman, money was being chucked left, right, and center. And there was an affront to others. I remember Wicknell writing, Kuti, Kuzimbabwe kwakazara nzenza. Here he went and married a virgin, separated her. So there's a disenfranchisement between herself, her mother, and the public. But nonetheless, if they continue in this way, this could create an opportunity for us because this is a weakness of this system. It is an exhibitionist. And in most countries where there's been a rebellion that has happened impromptu, it is citizens being upset by an action done by a system. Let them hold another person who we identify with sympathetically. Sonia just is unfortunate. She is in the Mary crew. Vakadzi vavo. And when they get sorted, yes, we see the wrong. But at the same time, psychologically, they have also just recently become detached, but they are fighting proceeds of crime. I'm just being honest with you, Uncle Jet. People are only writing about this, but behind the scenes, there is not much sympathy that is being given to her. We are spectating, definitely spectating. But nonetheless, yeah, it's the weakness. It is getting weaker, weaker, and weaker. One of his criminals around him will do something that will piss off society. And that is the time they will fall. Unfortunately, Sonia didn't give us. I was hoping it would arise, but you can even see the women's quota is not really doing the whole, how could you do this to a woman? How could you? It's because of that attachment. Yes, most of them have attempted to say when they have left their um, husbands and boyfriends of looting together, they do come to society, but I think they need to learn now. Once they leave that den of thieves, they must give society substance that will cause society to attach to them. They have never brought us any news that will expose criminality. They've never got us. They have been selfish. And then when things happen to them, they now require society to stand with them to undo an injustice to them. All these girlfriends that are current with them, advice to them. Msuwa uno buda ipapo. At least give society something that they will see for real, for real. Iwewe watojamuka newe, move from there. But so far, no, she hasn't. She's cried about the loot and she has exposed how much that loot was. And she is seeking it personally as something odd to her. Yet we know that these are proceeds of crime. I always say, Uncle Jet, freedom is about truth to power. We must analyze our society in the truth of what they feel. These are thieves, matsotsi, hagerane. And now they are becoming aware of what they had been using for others. So ndiyo problem ya Sonia, unfortunately. Yes, she may have felt she has got the public because she's come and given us tabloid worthy things. But there is no substance for freedom that she has given us. Real tangible information about what used to happen when she was there. Because as the wife, partner, mother, bedmate, there is far more that she knows. But all she has revealed is how profitable this enterprise that she was in was for them. The amount of houses that are being exposed to exist across the SADC in Zimbabwe, the amount of wealth that is there for a marriage so young between two young people who have not got a company that is known with employees that are drawing pensions or drawing anything from. It is bizarre that they are fighting for this amount of wealth, especially that for the things that we know him for, he has not delivered. How has the family been able to make all that money that is being fought for? So to me, it's an opportunity for them to go before the courts and reveal to Zimbabweans the enterprise that happens in marriage personally, and also to teach others, young girls who have now created a culture of thinking kubudirira in Zimbabwe is to attach yourself sexually to a chigananda, to see the patriarchy that is happening in Zimbabwe, where strong men, when they are defeated in marriage or when they make wrong choices in picking bedmates or mothers of their kids, they retaliate using the system. And that should teach a lot of the young girls that right now are seeking that proximity to power, what it does. We saw it with Mary when it was absolute to the point where health was disregarded. Now, pictures are the least of somebody, but now he has drawn something else. The fabric of marriage, family. When someone says, I want to teach my mother in law, now you start to see the caliber in terms of personality, values, and principles, what these Vikanandas hold dear, even if he can parade as a religious person, we have now seen what they are. Nobody, it's not African for you, Uncle Jet, to stand in front of the public and say, unoda kusotesa. Because
Imagine. Couldn't those move on in the one shot say,
but remember,
huh?
even in African tradition,
It's unheard of.
the relationship doesn't stop because you have children. So he is gogo evana vako. Ndiye auri kusotesa
Huh?
publicly in the courts.
The one who brings my blessing in a, in our tradition, the one who brings my blessings.
You went to the matriarch and you said, Papo, I want the one who gave birth to the mother of your children. Even if all things failed with Auntie Jenny,
Hmm?
Gogo remains
Ah,
true substance. You say, "Iye naye ndoda kumsotesa." So we now start to see the character of the person. So how will they respect anything in Zimbabwe? What will they respect? Nothing. Ndiko kunonzi ashaya hunu. And the African tradition says, it's got a word in the bed. Ungalahla ubuntu. We should stop treating you like a person watomuka.
mm,
And we have one king that fell because of that. Chaga.
right.
The minute society declared kuti ashaya hunu,
Mm,
they said what? Eliminate. So that humanity may what? Be preserved.
absolutely.
Kamfana aka kari kushowa ma glitches in this absolute power. Sonia is collateral damage, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mm, mm. Wow. Anyway, thank you very much, Marcia. I appreciate.